Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are doing a Apex herbivore and carnivore tier list. So I'm going to be getting every Apex from the vanilla roster, so herbivores, carnivores, that includes Triceratops, well Eotriceratops and T-Rex, and the rest of them, and this is going to be my little personal tier list of which ones do I think are the best to use, play, and basically enjoy. So, if you're new here, feel free to like, share, subscribe. It helps me out an absolute ton. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. Alright, so number 6. There are 6 apexes, so this is obviously, the last one, but this is number 6 on this tier list, and it's Eotriceratops. Now, why is this thing number 6? Well, I personally don't like it. I just don't like ceratopsians in general. And despite this thing having an absolutely wonderful TLC, it really just isn't the type of dinosaur that I feel like I'd like to play. Its gameplay is just stand still, spin, headbutt, and then parry and attack with a block. There's not really too much you can do, and it's a herbivore, so it's not the most exciting thing to play because I mostly play semi-realism and realism servers, so I can't just go around killing everything. But even on deathmatch servers, this thing, because of how good it is at dealing damage and how tanky it is, it's slow and has bad stamina, so it's not like I can chase anything anyway. Even if I use the charge run, the turning's awful, and people can just dodge out the way. So Eotrike is number 6 on this list, mainly because of all of that. I don't enjoy playing this thing. It's cool, it's a good, it's a good dinosaur, it got a great TLC, but unfortunately, this thing's just not for me. I don't like Eotrike. Not enough to play it. So that is why it is my least favorite Apex. So anyway, yes, on to the next one. Spinosaurus coming in at number 5. Now, again, this is just my personal opinions. This isn't how good they are in game or anything. This is just my personal tier list. So, Spinosaurus, why have I put you at number 5? Well, I don't I just don't like how it plays. It focuses far too much on biting than it does clawing. I know the claw did get a little buff recently, so it does more damage than the bite, thankfully. But the cooldown is still higher than the bite, as well as the stupid stomp this thing has. The stomp is ridiculous, and the fact that it's near unavoidable. Another reason why I don't like Spinosaurus is because you can make this thing faster than a Sarcosuchus in water. Like, a full speed Sarcosuchus in water is slower than a full build Spino. Because Sarco can have 20% speed, this thing can have 40, and it makes it quicker. And it also kills Sarco really easily. And I like Sarco, so, for that reason, Spinosaurus is, second worst. I'll play it occasionally, because, Spinosaurus is still a cool dinosaur, but at the same time, I just don't like how it's implemented in this game. It is far too... I don't know. It focuses on literally just bite, tail attack, and stomp. There's not really much, change in how you actually play it. And for that reason, this thing is coming in at number 5, because, yeah, sorry, but even the critter doesn't like Spino. So, number 4 on the list is Barsboldia. Why do I not like Barsboldia? Well, it is for a couple of reasons. One, despite the TLC, still don't like its playstyle. It focuses very much on tails, and the tails abilities it has, again, another stupid AoE, which is massive by the way. I know they shrunk it a little bit, but it's still massive, and I hate it. It is by far the most annoying AoE in the game because this thing can literally do the charge tail attack for like half a second and it will still activate. Not full damage, sure, but it still activates and it still does a lot. And it also puts you in combat, which is really annoying for bleeders. Second point, you can't bleed out Barsboldia, which is annoying because it has so many ways to counter that. But anyway, the main reason this thing is number 4 on the list is just because I don't like its gameplay. And I also, despite the TLC, still don't really like this model. It's a good looking model, and, when I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is awesome. but now it's kind of that new car smell type thing. It's kind of gone. And Buzz Boldia to me just, I don't know. I like it more than Spino though, because at least this thing doesn't only rely on like 3 attacks to be good. You can use pretty much any attack on bars and it'll work in some way. Like, even has a cool attack designed to get rid of raptors on your tail called Sweep, which is just amazing. I love it. But yeah, Bars Boldia, it's around in the middle section of the list, mainly because I don't like playing it, but I also don't hate the thing. Not as much as I dislike Spino, at least. Alright, on to the number 3 spot, we have Dinakairos. Now, for those of you who have watched a couple of my videos on this thing, you'll know I love this thing. In real life, this is probably one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time. I love Dinakairos. However, in-game, I the main reason it's here is because it didn't get a model update with its TLC, which is just such a shame. That is the main reason it's not number 1 or 2, is because it didn't get a TLC. Well, it did, but it didn't get a model change, I mean. But in terms of abilities and everything, this thing's fantastic. You can have a water build, you can have a dry build. It's cinema. Like, you can play this thing in loads of different ways. Sure, one might be better than the other, but like, you can still do it. And it's still fun either way. And as well as the unique mechanics like spitting out water, which this and Suko have, and the backhand, which, despite it being broken because of the knockback cause and everything, if you smack a small thing, it will legit go flying an entire POI away, and I love it. It's just incredibly funny. I love it. But the reason why, so the main reason why Dinakaris isn't higher on the list, despite my adoring love for it, is mainly because it didn't get a model TLC. It only got abilities and animations, which sucks. It kinda lets this entire thing down, because it's the only TLC recently with no model change. Apart from Suko, I think. I think Suko didn't get a model change. Unless it did, I might have dementia. But I don't know. Dinakaris, I think Alderon could have done it better in terms of how it looks. It looks great, but it could be better. The textures as well. Yeah, they kind of let it down. But still, number 3 is pretty strong. That's a good, strong spot for a dinosaur, especially a dinosaur on an Apex tier list. You know, it's in the top 50%. Anyway, number 2. You guys probably thought it was going to be Tyran Titan, but no, it is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, why is this thing not number 1? Simply because I've played it too much. I have played this thing since before the TLC, played it so much it got boring, played it after the TLC, played it so much it got boring. And I know they did some more adjustments after the TLC, but even then, it was mostly stat changes, and I love Pot's T-Rex, by the way. The TLC it got, cinema. Everything about it, pretty much perfect. I just don't like the other subspecies, and I've played it far too much. So it could be number 1 if it wasn't my own sabotage of just playing it far too often, because I love it so much. But at the same time, it's really boring to play now, especially because every single person uses it as well. They're either using PT-Rex or this one, and they're now basically the same thing as well, only with a model and animation difference. But in terms of everything about the T-Rex, I don't hate anything about it. It's honestly one of my favorite things Alderon has ever made, especially with the new crouching ambush thing that it got. That is like the nail on the head. So awesome. I love it. We get an actual ambushing T-Rex. I love it. It's so good. But yeah, the main reason this thing is not number 1 is because, I'll explain when I get to number 1. But yeah, I've played this thing far too much for me to enjoy it anymore. But I still love everything about it. Anyway, I guess you already know what number 1 is, so let's go straight over to that. Right. Number 1, numero uno, the single one, Tyranno Titan. Now, a lot of you have probably never, ever seen me play this thing. And you would basically be correct. I don't play Tyranitar, not too much. But I think it might be my favorite Apex, mainly because, yes, this thing was busted when it released. yes, it had a lot of drama around it when it released, but it managed to get past that. It is now more balanced than ever, especially with recent nerfs that it got literally like the other day. And I just think Alderaan have managed to dig this thing out of a deep hole, a dark, deep grave from being a broken, controversial, released, just mess. And they've made this thing such a nice thing for everyone to play. It is way more balanced, and it's basically one of the few apexes that actually can bleed things out. You know, you would think Spinosaurus can. It cannot. I don't even think Eotrike has bleed, which sucks. But Tyran Titan, I love the bleeder gameplay. That's why, like, you'll see me play Carcharodontosaurus a lot. Because I love the bleeder style. I love being able to take down sauropods or anything just with bleed, just by playing it sneakily, right, and, long fights. I love long fights. And Tyranititan, especially, you can do that. You can do that so well. And there's also a few more things. Like, for instance, literally the other week, I learned a brand new technique you can do. And it's where you tail attack and then do the juke. So, what that does is it lets you do the tail attack, then juke. Your tail attack carries on during the juke animation, and you can still slap someone. Here, I really do want to show this off. Because when I found it out, this was like, oh my god, I did not know you could do this. Right, so let me show you what I mean, because this is the main reason it's number one, just because I keep finding new things. So, let's say I'm running at something, there's something over there. Let's pretend it's like that bush. So I can literally do this. I can tail attack and then juke, and that tail attack would still hit it whilst I run away, which knocks it back and lets me run away, which is just so good. No other dinosaur in the game can do that. Maybe apart from Dinocaris. I'm not 100% if it works the same, but because you can combo the juke and tail attack, I don't know. All I'm going to say is this thing, it's on a redemption arc. So that's why it's number one, because of how well it's managed to pull itself out of the ground. And because it's my favorite type of gameplay, where I can bleed something out. I love it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I know this video has not been too long, but I tried to, give some fair feedback, especially for Alderaan if they watch this. Please leave a comment down below on your favorite Apex, because I'd really like to read those and, after this video has come up. Anyway, so yes, thank you all so much for stopping by. If you're new here, feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day.